Savings is about being prepared for what you might need now. But again, even with superannuation, put your $20 a week into it. It's only $1,000 a year, but a young person, if you do that for 20 years, that's an extra 20 grand that you've put into super that can be invested on your behalf. And the other thing with super is it's got the great tax effective tax consequences that are really helpful when you get towards retirement. But we might need a specialist financial planner to have that conversation at some point in time, because those rules just keep changing all the time. So yeah, to answer your question, Cherry, have an emergency fund and try and keep, again, I would put $20 a week into that, and then try and find a way to put $20 a week into super for yourself. And then that just gives you a foundation. And please, when you're using, taking your superannuation, please look at your annual statement so you know what's going on. It's surprising number of people, annual statement? What's that? And you go, okay, we've got a bit of educating to do here. But some funds send them out every 6 months, but generally every fund probably, so the end of the financial year is 30 June. Generally by the end of September, you'll get your annual statement. So just don't put it in the bottom drawer or worse still, straight into the recycle bin. That's your security, that's your financial future, and that's your retirement. Because in particularly, Tabitha, for you, in 20 years' time, who knows what the pension's going to look like? And one thing that I always like to try and say to people in these financial discussions is, at 50, 55 or 60, if you're working, work because you love your work. Don't put yourself in a position where you're working because you have to work, because then so much resentment builds up and you get frustrated. You just say, geez, I hate being in this position. And there's another avenue for your mental health to go down that rabbit hole around depression and anxiety.